Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry it's been so long. Um, so today's gonna be an interesting topic. Okay, it's gonna be interesting for a couple of reasons. We're talking about Caleb Hammer and mental health. So, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Financial Audit. Normally, I would recommend watching him because he does have very funny moments in those shows, and to be fair, he treats people the way they deserve to be treated on that show. I'm sorry if I talk with the lisp. I have a really bad canker sore under my tongue, and it hurts to talk. Anyways, don't judge me. I know it's not bad for my canker sore. Coors Light's amazing. I have a problem with Caleb Hammer now. He's the host of Financial Audit. So, I used to love his shows. He was funny, had great insights to finances, the whole shebang. Everything you could want in a financial advisor. It was great. Until he did something very fucking stupid that I have a major problem with. So, he reacted to this video of a self-proclaimed feminist, which after this, she's no longer going to be a feminist after the post that he was reading. Or reacting to, or whatever the fuck he was doing. And I watched the whole thing. I didn't stop. You could even see my comments if you go click on the video. Alright, Caleb, if you're listening, which I hope to God you are, because you're about to get called out for this shit, and you're probably going to get canceled by a lot of people, which I fucking hate the cancel culture, so I really hope you don't, but I also hope you learn a huge lesson from this shit. Basically, this feminist was telling a story about her brother and the type of family she lived in. And it seemed like the family was very, what's the word I can use? I guess the more appropriate word for that would be a very closed family. Closed-minded, traditional family. Where men only chase the women and all women have to do is offer their cooch. Which is basically what feminists fight. That's essentially their only claim to anything. They talk shit 95% of the time. The other 5% of the time, they make some kind of sense and actually speak about very few world issues going on right now. But we're not here to talk about that. And men, real men, don't date a feminist. They're full of shit. They're a walking red flag. But I digress. So this video goes on about how her family was berating the son and her brother for not dating and not, having a woman and all this shit. Which he says doesn't exist or doesn't think it exists. Caleb, let me fucking tell you something. The people who raised me, first of all, they stole me from my mother. Legitimately. Now, they adopted my mom. But they pretty much threw her out and said that I had to stay with them or they'd do something about it. A little backstory behind that. My legal guardian of a supposed grandfather was a former Secret Service agent and former federal air marshal. that cop bias that goes on in this world, like former, you know, military or police, like any kind of, you know, thing, there's a bias towards them. Their word is going to get taken 100% of the time over a normal civilian. I don't give a fuck if the judge is non-biased or not, or is crooked or not. Their word gets taken 100% of the time. But anyways, so yeah, that happens. Well, I got brought up in that household that yeah, you might have considered me a loser growing up, just like you considered that guy a loser, because he didn't really want to go out and do things, because women will call him a creep for being himself. He's a closed off person. There's nothing wrong with being a closed off person. He was an engineer or something with numbers, which numbers is the greatest profession to get into. This video is not sponsored by Course, by the way. So that's firstly. Secondly, you talked about the growing epidemic of men's loneliness and how it's a real thing, yet you instantly bash him and call him a loser for only hearing the little bits that the sister's telling. We don't hear his side. We don't hear what he's doing. We don't know what the dude looks like. And you're calling him disheveled and ugly and all these things. First of all, the only people that are funny are ugly. I've never met an attractive comedian, male or woman. The only people who are funny are ugly. And that's just the truth and the facts of life. If you're funny, you're ugly. You're not attractive. Period. I don't care. No, I can't say that. There's about 2 people I know personally that aren't ugly to me. Anyways. But if you're funny to the national population, you're ugly as fuck in reality. In the real world, you're ugly as fuck. Your personality is horrible. No. So don't be coming out here saying, oh, this dude's probably ugly, when you don't know what he looks like. You don't know what he was wearing to the events that he was going out to with his sister. Stop talking shit on things you don't know about. Secondly, or thirdly, however many I'm on, is there's going to be a fucking lot of them. But I'm going to try and do this as quick as I can because I got to get food ready. Sorry, I'm getting filled with rage just thinking about half the shit he was talking about. And I'm trying not to get YouTube to permanently take down my account because I will find him later on. And his show will end forever. But anyways, I digress. If he continues this way. You were saying how it's impossible for both a mother and a father to constantly be on the son's back about bringing a girlfriend home, about how he's not being enough, how he's not doing this, how he's not doing that, he's a failure, this, that, and the other, be like your sister. Firstly, I can tell you for a fact that if my mom was down where I grew up when she had my sister, that my grandparents would have stole them too and would have talked the exact same way the parents did. First of all, we don't even know if it's an AI thing or not. We don't. So don't talk shit on things you don't know about. But those families do exist out there. So again, don't talk shit on you don't know about. Also, that loneliness epidemic is killing over 50% of the men population. And you feminists and women Nazis, you don't, let's face it, 99% of the woman more than 99% of the woman population don't give a fuck about men. It's only what they can provide. It's only what they can provide for you. Because that's how you were raised. Because your daddy bought you everything. Which I guarantee you he's not even your real dad. Go get a DNA test. Look. If you don't know anything about the subject you're broaching on, don't fucking talk about it, dude. Simple as fucking that. Don't fucking talk about it. The family I was raised up in, cousins, you better listen up, because I guarantee you your dad is exactly the same way, because he defended the shit that my grandfather did, or your grandfather did, not mine. Because pretty soon I'm not going to be associating with any of y'all anymore. As soon as I can legally change my name. I'm only related to y'all for legal reasons right now. But anyways, your father probably did the same thing, because he was defending my grandfather. And Caleb, listen up. Yeah, there's actual people who are, getting harassed by women, because that's what women do for fun. 100% of them do that for fun. And they call them creepy for fun, because they get shits and giggles out of it. That's just the way of the world. Also, another little fun fact. My grandfather would beat the ever-living shit out of me for any reason at all. And I don't mean, what these fucking soft-ass kids nowadays are calling abuse. No, I mean to the point where I was bleeding so profusely I would need to be rushed to the hospital every single time it happened. Getting a C or a B on a test, I get beat up, I get punched, choked out in a chokehold, all this stuff. I was diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder at the age of 22. For those of you who don't know what it is, it's called DID. Fucking look it up. If you know what it is, this goes from my family especially. It was my grandfather. My supposed grandparents also sent me to a psychiatrist and a therapist that misdiagnosed me on purpose, come to find out. They paid them off to do it. To label me as crazy and insane and not right in the head. So that way I wouldn't come out with it. Come to find out, all this stuff was going on. And for a while, yeah, I blamed myself, because I thought I was the fucking problem. I got a C or B on a test, and I studied my ass off, and it was not good enough. Then, when it was time for me to start dating, I was getting yelled at for not dating. And then when I did start dating, I was getting yelled at for dating. That's a real fucking thing. And then the people that I would want them to meet, they're instantly not good enough in their eyes. But they won't say that to them. They'll only say that to me behind closed doors. This world does not give a shit about men. Caleb. Let's speak it for a fact. This world does not give a shit about what us men go through. Okay? Now, mind you, you did try and backtrack very, very well. I'll give you that. And if I wasn't used to manipulation, I would have fallen for it. But the fact is, I am so used to manipulation by most of the people I was around growing up that I can see right through it. Deception, lies, backtracking, the whole nine. I've even done it myself too a few times. So no, you're not that clever, dude. You're not. Now, mind you, your show, you have every right to crash out on those people. Go for it. You try and give them knowledge, and half the time they don't want to listen. Cool. But this video in specific I'm talking about, yeah, she posted it on the internet for people to hear because she realized that she shouldn't be a feminist anymore and that men have it harder than women. And that's just the truth of this world. Over 50% of the men's population is killing themselves every day. Or not every day, every year. Do you know how insane of a number that is? 65% of the suicides in the world are men. Men. Oh, but women have it so much harder. Bitch, all you have to do is fucking walk because of your cooch. Breathe because of your cooch. And you get everything fucking handed to you on a silver platter. Oh, and I don't want to hear these sob stories of women being like, yeah, women go through toxic situations too. You know, not everybody has an easy upbringing. But the fact of the matter is, in today's society of women of age, when it comes to relationships, have it infinity times easier. Because all you have to do is walk. And you'll get attention. Men, we get called creeps. Every single one of us. Even the ones that are insanely attractive to the women. Because to the wrong women, they're creepy. They're egotistical. They're egocentric. They're everything among the book that makes them creepy. And to be honest, Caleb was right about this one too. With this one thing too. Creep is being thrown around way too fucking much. You women don't know the definition of creepy. And that's just the fact. You don't. You don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't be using it as often as you do. Another thing that truly pissed me the fuck off about this thing. You say that you're there for men, yet I don't believe you are. And you're right, there were some little things out there. You know, men had their own websites for places that we could go to. And then due to feminists making it in all equalities, now it's women fucking only. Where's the equality in fucking that? There's fucking not, you feminist bitches. Anyways. The fact of the matter is, yeah, could that man, if he was a real dude or not, could he have acted better? Could he have gone out more? Could he, try and approach things differently? Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, these people in this world today do fucking exist. And they are more out there than there are decent people. There are more bad people in this world than there are good. I will die on that hill. I guarantee the world is filled with 85% evil people and maybe 15% good. Actually, it's not even that. Probably 10% good. And there's that 5% like me that live in the morally gray area that doesn't... If a human tries to come and attack my animal, they're getting put down. And I'd feel no remorse over it. I would feel no remorse for putting down a human for any reason at all. Because animals are better than humans in every way, shape, and form. They are the purest form of love. Purest form of family. The only ones that know the definition of loyalty in today's society. You want to get better mental health? Get a pet. You don't like animals? Fucking deal with it then. That's all I can tell you. And if you don't like animals, I don't trust you and you should not be alive. Simple as that. I don't give a fuck. It could be any kind of animal. It doesn't have to be a dog or a cat. Or a pet rat. It doesn't have to be none of that. It can be like a snake. Or a spider. God, I hate spiders. I want to kill them all. They creep me the fuck out. But animals have any kind of animal, except maybe sharks. But you might have to train that. All animals have the purest form of love. That is the easiest way to get better mental health, is to learn to care for an animal. You're in a deep depression spiral, especially if you have a dog or a cat, just wait till they come up and love on you. I mean, yeah, you may go back into it a few hours later, a few minutes later, but in that moment, you feel wanted and loved. And I mean, isn't that all we want in life? I mean, let's be real here. We all want to feel like we're loved by someone or something. Or an animal. Like that crazy cat lady, I don't think they're crazy at all. I think their love life just didn't pan out, and the easiest thing to take care of is an animal. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. If you want to be an animal keeper, be an animal keeper. We need more of those because there are more and more and more and more strays going on in this world. Hence my point. People are evil and need to be eradicated. The whole human population needs to be eradicated. It's the only way to save this world. And that's just the truth. We're killing our world slowly every day we live on it. That's just the truth of the matter. But anyways, the things we need to worry about right now is Caleb Hammer getting his shit straight. Because the more he talks about things he doesn't know about, the more likely he is to get canceled by people like me. And I hate that word, and I hope to God he doesn't get canceled, and I hope to God he fucking straightens out, because he needs to. But the shit he's doing right now is gonna get him canned quicker than anybody else. Because let's just be honest. Calling someone a loser that you don't know personally, don't know, haven't seen a picture of, nothing, just based on what the sister sees personally, and she doesn't see him in her everyday life because he's old enough to have a job and have his own life and his own place, according to her. Like, but I will give you credit, Caleb. You did have some good points on there. Men's mental health, the loneliness, men's epidemic is getting really bad out there. If you got a man in your life, check on him. And be legitimate about it. Don't be fake as fuck about it. Like 99.9% of women out there are. They don't actually care. They just want everything handed to them on a silver fucking spoon because they feel like they deserve it. You didn't get raised right. You didn't. You got raised by a fucking tool that isn't your dad. But I digress. Yeah. And not everybody has it easy and handed to them. And yeah, some people still go around with a victim mentality because a lot of shit happened to them. But until they hit a certain age, or until something in life happens to them that they can't control and that they're no longer the victims of, and it makes them wake up, they're gonna have that. As long as you coddle that, you're gonna have that. People need to fucking wake up in today's society. Nobody's waking up. The world is yours. You know? If you're caught up in a toxic situation, get the fuck out. Because majority of the time, the women stuck in the toxic situations or the men stuck in the toxic situations are the opposite gender's dream person. Because that shows they're loyal to a fault. And the fact is, we have to talk about loyalty in today's society, and that's fucking sad as shit. We shouldn't have to talk about loyalty in today's society. We shouldn't. We shouldn't. But the problem is social media. Social media is the fucking problem in today's society. Get the fuck off of it, you dimwits. society's all got you wrapped up in this dopamine high and, oh my god, I need this, I need that, I blah 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 blah. No, you don't. Find the person that you think is your person and stick it out for as long as you can. And here's the funny thing. When we talk about divorces, yeah, it's a lot higher in today's society. Why? Because when we were living to be around, 40 years old, maybe 35 was you lived a good life, that you were married for a good 10 to 15 years at that point. Marriages are only meant to last for 10 to 15 years. But the problem is modern medicine. I'd be fine with living to 35. I hate this world. I do. I don't want to live any longer in it than 35. Fuck, that's only 8 years away. I'd be fine with dying then. Like, I give a fuck. I don't. But the thing is, we're so caught up on this modern day trip, right? This I need this now mentality, that we lose sight of the good ones around us. We do. Okay? Let's just talk about it for what it is. Okay? Everything that is going on in this world right now is due to us not being competent enough, not having common sense anymore, not learning from our previous mistake our literal parents or grandparents made, that they were trying to help us avoid. Okay? We're making the same mistakes now. Look at this. We're going into another Great Depression that happened 100 fucking years ago. What was that? 2 to 3 greats ago? And most of us should have been around as little infants for those great people to still be telling us stories. Yeah. We probably won't remember it, but they'll have been passed down to us by our great-grandparents, by our grandparents, by our parents. That's shit. That shit is legend, you know? Like, we need to focus more on being there for each other as a unit, as a whole, as our country as a whole in America. We need to be there more for each other than we ever have before. Why? I don't know, to maybe draw down the suicide rates, because there's still 35% of women out there that are killing themselves. That's too high of a number. I mean, yeah, it's helping with population control. Sure. Another major problem is teen pregnancy. And I just saw a TikTok post about it, about a mom being happy as fuck. Her daughter is 14 and pregnant and going to school. Like, found out she was 4 months pregnant. And, like, the mom is, like, put on the go Kylie go shit. Like, why are we fucking promoting this shit? She's barely a fucking teenager. Her life just turned upside down forever. Yeah, some of it's for the good, but she can no longer go hang out with her friends on the weekends. She's probably gonna get emancipated at 15, depending on what state she lives in. And if the dad's around. And, you know, the mom probably isn't even gonna make the man responsible for it accountable. And there needs to be more accountability with that as well. You know, you get a teen pregnant, even if you are a teen yourself, take fucking accountability for that shit. You two did the action. You two did the deed. No protection was clearly used. Or if it was, it broke. You should have took a fucking plan B. You didn't have the money to pay for it. You should have fucking told your parents. And parents, be more on the lookout. Let them fucking do things. That way they don't have to do things behind your back. Like, that's called doing shit behind your parents' back. Most likely. Like, yeah, you don't have to be the cool parent, the cool mom or dad. No, you don't have to be that. Just be present in your kids' lives. Another big problem, which millennials don't have this problem, but don't, like, the older parents had this problem. Don't fucking let work consume your life, and when you come home, you take it out on your family. Because that's what I grew up with. It got to a point where my grandmother had to pick a side between protecting me or protecting her husband. And for a while, she would protect me until she started to get beat all to hell too. Am I like that? Fuck no. I will never put my hands on a woman unless they come at me with a weapon. And I have to defend myself. Only time I will ever lay my hands on a woman. My grandfather showed me what not to be. Now it's my turn to break generational curses in my family. If I'm ever going to be a dad, which I don't know if I am. You know, in this world today, I don't know if I want to be that. Caleb Hammer just showed me a perfect fucking reason not to have kids. Especially if he's going to have kids of his own. No. I don't want my kids anywhere around that kind of bullshit. Maybe financial advice, sure. But his way of thinking, fuck no. Fuck no. Never judge a book by its cover. Sometimes the quietest people are the best people to be around because they're reading the fucking room. They have common sense. They know how to do shit. Just saying, they're the best people. And yeah, they may be a little awkward. Because we don't like people. We don't. We hate people with a passion. We'd rather be around animals. Because animals are better companions and better people to talk to than fucking humans. Which is why I like creating content like this. Because I'm talking to myself in the fucking camera. I don't actually have to be around people. It's a great feeling. Which is why I'm able to go on these tangents. But I'm just saying, like, people need to take accountability for their own actions. Okay? But we also need to hold other people accountable for their actions as well. Because there's no accountability being had in today's society. None. And why do we live in a society where there's no accountability? It's like saying, oh, I just shot somebody. And I'm not going to jail for it. Unless you're really good at hiding the body and the body never gets found, there's no reason for that. I mean, yeah, I don't see any wrong in it. Other than it's against the laws, which the government just made up bullshit laws to try and control us. That's another thing. We're getting brainwashed by the government. My legal guardian of a grandparent and my uncle were both Secret Service agents. They have told me more times than I can count growing up how the laws are bullshit and shouldn't really even be in effect today. But they don't want to update shit. Why? Because it controls the human race. Notice how we have the most fatal car accidents, the most car accidents, the most speeding tickets. Why? Because we're the only fucking country besides Canada that has fucking speed limits. They want more money out of us. They want to control us. They want to brainwash us. That's all it fucking is. The least amount of car accidents, and fatal car accidents is a country that doesn't fucking have a speed limit. And also, the speed limit isn't really a limit. It's a suggestion for a minimum. That's what we should be minimally driving on most of those roads. Also, there should be no such thing as a 20-mile-an-hour zone. Especially a fucking school zone. Are you fucking kidding me? Either you have cross guards there that make sure the light is stopped before kids go across, or teach the kids not to fucking go in the street when there's cars, and to look both ways before going fucking across the street. Yeah, bikes are fucking hard to see, but you can hear them before you can see them. Cops are pieces of shit. I haven't known a single decent cop in my life. Cops need to be getting rid of. Or their psychiatric test needs to be 10 times harder. Because these cops nowadays are taking matters into their own hands and not actually abiding by their own laws they have to follow. Now, I don't think they should defund the police. No, I'm not one of those people. Because there are, I'm sure, a few decent cops out there. I'm sure there are. Also a little buzz right now. But the biggest problem today is that there's no accountability for anything that anybody does. That's causing our mental health to spiral. That's causing Caleb Hammer to talk about shit that he doesn't have a fucking clue what he's talking about. Okay? We correct half that shit. Boom. We're better. We have less deaths on our hands. Notice how that was super fucking easy? I wonder fucking why. Anyways. Just wanted to rant a little about how I feel about him and one of his most recent videos and about men's mental health, because it is a fucking problem. Also, one last thing before I go. Men, reach out to your fucking homies. Reach out to them. And homies, if they reach out to you and they're going through something, don't fucking dismiss them. Okay? We all have feelings. We're all human, whether we want to admit it or not. Yeah, most of us express it in rage. And then they wonder why we're mad. Because we're not allowed to fucking express it before it gets there. And then we break shit. Or people. Most of us probably break people. Because let's be fair. It feels better feeling people's bones break than it does feeling metal break. Or glass break. Yeah, I know the comment section is going to be filled with nonstop people calling me a psychopath. Well, I am one and I own it. I don't care. It's due to how I was raised. But I own that shit. I tell people that ahead of time. I'm a psychopath. I own it. I wear it with fucking pride. I don't give a shit. Like, what makes you think what makes you think I care about what other people say? I don't. They're fucking stupid. I've gone through so much in my short amount of time in life. Because again, I'm only fucking 27. I've been sexually assaulted. I've been raped. I've been beat for no reason. I've been jumped before. I don't talk about that. But I have. I've been mentally, physically, and emotionally abused. But I don't talk about it. Why? Because no one gives a fuck. And let's be real here. Nobody would fucking believe me even if I talked about it. Because again, the people that are in my family are fucking police people. Or secret agents, which are even higher up on the fucking chain pole. don't let them know I said this, but FBI is better than Secret Service. They have a dying hatred between the two of them. Secret Service and FBI. Don't know why. It never really explained it to me. Neither one of them. But majority of the time, those people that are in those positions have a superiority complex or a God complex. They're just as bad as surgeons. Take it from someone who has grown up with them. They are bad. It is their way or the highway. Do not mess with them. I'm talking Secret Service. Especially the ones that are like the leaders of their division. Don't fuck them. Don't fuck with them. Don't. Just don't. That's my word of advice. If you ever get in trouble with the Secret Service, God forbid you ever do. Hope. I can't even say God because I don't believe in God anymore. And that's another thing. Both of the people who raised me were diehard Catholics. Surprise, surprise. They were okay with raping people. Shocker? No, because Christians and Catholics are all hypocrites. That's the end of my TED Talk.